Hello, this is Marcus Guiliano from Aroma Thyme Bistro. I'm a chef on a mission for nutrition. I kind of like the way that goes, chef on a mission for nutrition. You go to chefonamission.com for more information about me, my restaurant, and my mission here at the restaurant and my personal life, which coincide, by the way. I'm a very firm believer of all the things I talk about here and do in my restaurant, I actually do in my personal life. And that's why I have a restaurant, so I can express myself as a chef. So today I want to talk about one of the number one ingredients in every restaurant.
In a lot of things, not only in restaurants, in a lot of things.
This ingredient is everywhere, and there's a little dark side of this ingredient that is not so good for you. It's oil, whether it's cooking oil or a blended oil or whatever kind of oil. Now, of course, we all know about trans fats. Trans fats and partially hydrogenated foods or oils have been on the forefront for many years, so I'm not going to talk about that because that's basic stuff that mostly everybody knows about. Today I'm going to talk about how they actually extract or use a solvent to extract the oil from nuts and seeds. Okay, the particular ingredient I'm going to talk about is hexane gas. And Jamie, what exactly is hexane gas?
Hexane is a chemical made from crude oil. Pure hexane is a colorless liquid with a slightly disagreeable odor. It evaporates very easily into the air and dissolves only slightly in water. Hexanes are mainly used for the extractions of vegetable oil from all different seeds and
right, seeds and nuts.
So soybeans, flax seeds,
cottonseed,
peanuts, safflower, corn germ,
right,
etc. All of those types of things.
Right. So two ways to extract oil is use this hexane gas and as the solvent to actually extract the oil. And this can be done even in coconut oil. They can use this. Now, however, the better way to do this, the more expensive way, which the yield is far less, is going to be what's called expeller pressing. This is done by mechanically done, where you actually take the item, the nut, the seed, whatever it is, and actually squeeze all of the oil out. To most producers, this doesn't make sense because it costs a lot of money, lower yield. So it's easier for them to buy a chemical solvent such as hexane gas and lather their stuff in it and extract all the oil. However, they don't talk to you, or they don't really list this ingredient in it. So you can have oil, and believe me, if the oil does not say expeller pressed, it's not expeller pressed. It's something that a manufacturer, if they're going to that leaps and bounds to do that extra step and that way less yield, they're going to put expeller press proudly on the package. So don't think that you're using an oil that is expeller pressed if it doesn't say expeller pressed on it, okay? Chances are it's not expeller pressed. So the dangers, Jamie, it's a neurotoxic, it has neurotoxic effects, hexane gas.
It sure does, which causes hind limb weaknesses, which can progress to paralysis.
Yes.
Simple exposure to hexane can cause vertigo,
drowsiness,
giddiness, drowsiness, and then it also can form an irritant on your skin.
It's a skin irritant. It's
totally your skin.
Totally a skin irritant. Probably trying to, extracting something out of those nuts and seeds. It's probably extracting something out of your skin.
I would imagine it would be itchy and it would be uncomfortable. And maybe not everybody.
Right.
But, people who might have sensitivities to that.
So, but we're ingesting this in our food.
So I was just going to say, imagine.
This is part of, on a side note here, it says virtually all protein bars in the market today are made with soy protein.
And how do they remove the soy, how do they remove the soy from?
Well, it's all extracted.
Right. And most of them are done with hexane.
Same thing with infant formulas. Many infant formulas products are also made with soy protein, and thousands of vegetarian products, veggie burgers, veggie cheeses, and all these.
Natural foods.
So so-called natural foods are made with this in mind, or this process. And just because something is a veggie burger doesn't mean that it's healthy. Now, the good folks over at Sunshine Burger make a healthy burger, a healthy veggie burger product. But a lot of the other stuff is chemically manufactured, chemically altered, chemically enhanced, manipulated, and made to look like a real little beef patty with fake grill lines on it. Those burgers I would not recommend eating. Something where you can see the bits of carrots and sunflower seeds or black beans.
Where it actually looks like whole foods.
It looks like whole foods that put together to make a patty that doesn't look and taste like a hamburger is going to be something much safer. So, now, expeller press. Now, expeller press here at the restaurant is all we use at Aroma Thyme. For the longest time, I kept all of my videos non-commercial. And this is a series of videos I'm doing for Aroma Thyme, and for anybody else who wants to, because I get comments from all over the world, literally from all over the world. Got a call from British Columbia. I got an email from Germany, Joe from Germany. Hello. Joe's a big fan over there. Emails us all the time. I get comments from all through Asia and everything, and Australia. So this is a little series of Aroma Thyme, why we love you, our guests. But if you're not a guest, please feel free to use it anyway and go for it, because this is some of this stuff can be such simple changes that it's life altering. So the Expeller pressed oils, the benefits of Expeller pressed oils are just far outweigh hexane gas, obviously. But did you know that only 66%, I mentioned the yield before, there's only 66% yield. Once you start expeller processing a nut or a seed, you're only going to yield 66% versus what they were getting in the natural process, or in the so-called natural hexane solvent. So most manufacturers totally opt to use out of that. The benefits: no chemicals, no additives, no preservatives, just 100% real oil. Now the part about oil is you can never really tell when it's rancid. It's hard to do that. Because when you smell something that's bad, you're smelling the proteins of it that have turned bad and gone rancid. Oil has no protein. Oil is strictly fat. 100% fat, no protein. So when oil goes bad, you can't tell if it's bad. Now I recommend keeping any oil in a cool place, dark place, in the refrigerator, especially your olive oils, and away from heat, away from light, stuff like that, okay? And keep it airtight as much as you possibly can. Another benefit is because they're less volatile, they evaporate less. So a little expeller oil is supposed to go a longer way. Expeller pressed coconut oil, for example, has less triglycerides than other common vegetable oil. Now, one of the oils, here at Aroma Thyme Bistro, we use 100% expeller pressed, genetically modified, GMO-free canola oil. And I'm going to put a little blurb on here about canola oil too, as well, the benefits of it and the type that we actually use. We use a lot of coconut oil here at the restaurant. Of course, we use extra virgin, expeller pressed, cold pressed olive oil, which is another item. So the oils that if you want to totally avoid in your diet, the first oil you should get rid of is cottonseed oil. Cotton crop is one of the largest sprayed crops in the country, in the world, wherever it's grown. In China, it's 5 times the amount of chemicals that they use in the U.S. In the U.S., we lather our cotton and chemicals, pesticides, insecticides, all these kind of things. But the cottonseed is actually the liver of the plant, so that's where everything concentrates, all the toxins. Now, if you're familiar with fish, they say mercury is in the fat of the fish. Well, the same thing. The toxins go to the fat. That's where they like to hang out and build up in. They bioconcentrate in the fat. So cottonseed oil is a total no-no for anybody. Corn oil, I would totally avoid. Corn is a very manipulated crop, and it also has to do a lot with genetically modified, genetically engineered foods in there. So I totally avoid those. I've always liked canola, safflower I like.
What's the best thing to cook with?
The best thing, coconut oil. The coconut oil is best. Now, because it is saturated, has 2 bonds, it's saturated, it's not, there's no cholesterol in it. Now keep that in mind. A lot of people think, oh, it's saturated, it has cholesterol. Cholesterol is a byproduct of animals. And a coconut is not an animal, so it thus cannot have cholesterol. But coconut oil, if you read the book by Bruce Fife, it has a tremendous amount of benefits to you, coconut oil. And it sets your metabolism, it helps you lose weight. It's good on your hair and your skin. I put coconut oil on every day on my hair and my skin. It's not a day I miss without lathering coconut oil on externally, and I put it on internally. I do coconuts every day. I crack open my own coconuts, eat the meat, drink the water. It's a wonderful, wonderful. Coconut is like one of the most underrated foods out there. And it was a tactical scare back in the 60s. To scare people not to eat coconut oil, because back in the 60s they used to actually hydrogenate coconut oil. They don't hydrogenate coconut oil anymore, and if they do, it's for mass baking productions. So the original test they did on coconut oil was on a trans fat or a hydrogenated coconut oil. That's not the case when you're dealing with the organic market or the health food market. They're using an expeller pressed organic cold pressed coconut oil, which is extremely healthy for you. So that's my #1 choice, Jamie, for oils. Even if you're cooking, do not cook with olive oil. I'll tell you about that another time. Stay tuned for something like that. But hope this helped you today in picking a healthier cooking oil for you home and in your salad. And keep in mind, because you find all these ingredients in certain things. When you pick up a loaf of bread, you pick up crackers, and it says vegetable oil blend. This is the kind of oil they're using in those products. So buyer beware. I'm Marcus Guiliano. I'm a chef on a mission.